The current situation is incredibly challenging, and ensuring the safety of evacuees, and coordinating with the relevant authorities for secure passage and navigating the different conflict zones are some of the difficulties we're currently encountering. I mean, you can imagine that how difficult life is in Gaza in times of calm. I mean, the threat of violence always exists in Gaza. This is not the first escalation that people in Gaza are going through. It is almost the seventh. But from what I've heard, and this is of course, just from phone calls with family and loved ones and friends, this has been the harshest of wars. The threat of violence, the loss of loved ones, the displacement, this can lead to so much trauma and distress. And I would say especially among children and kind of vulnerable individuals.
The situation in Gaza is dire. There have been significant aerial bombardments over the last 2 nights, and they're now in the process. There's 74,000 people that have fled their homes and are taking shelters in schools. We anticipate that this number will increase drastically. There's been 250,000 people that have moved into Gaza City. Now, with such large movements of people, the inherent protection risks for children that will be separated from their families, from their guardians and parents, children that need protection. And of course, what happens to these families when they arrive at these shelters? They don't have anything with them. So we need to ensure that there's the provision of essential basics like food, water, a mattress to sleep on, blankets to keep them warm, and also medicines. Many of these people have been injured by the airstrikes. So there is real need for medical attention.
In terms of the blockade, it is extremely concerning that the Israeli Defense Ministry has just announced a complete siege on top of the ongoing 15-year blockade on Gaza that has punished almost 2.2 million civilians, half of which are children and youth, for acts for which they bear no responsibility. The impact on wash and electricity are the most worrying, as well as, of course, internet services, which are, has become an essential need. There's currently only enough fuel in Gaza for another 3 days of electricity, and currently they only are receiving about 4 hours of electricity, or some families have generators with, fuel reserves of their own. But otherwise, these are the circumstances that they're living in. Of course, Not having electricity has an impact on the wastewater treatment plants. 97% of the water in Gaza is already undrinkable and unsafe to use for personal use. So we can only imagine the detrimental effect that wastewater treatment plants unable to operate will have on the broader kind of wash sector.